Aries, this is going to be your quantum frequency reading, meaning timeless when you tune into this reading. Holler at your boy for a one-on-one reading. Leave a comment below if this reading resonates for you. Check me out on all social media platforms, website link in the description to get in touch and get in contact with all those social media platforms. Get in contact and get in touch with me, text, email, Messenger to book a reading. Check out the Patreon, all that good stuff. Spread love and light, highest possible messages for Aries quantum frequency reading. When we say quantum frequency, we're essentially kind of referring to the channel that we're tuning into with our focus. Where our focus goes, energy flows. So you want to make sure that you're focused on the present. If you're focused on the future or the past, hope that it is through the lens of compassion or love or understanding, right? I know for me, my personal example of playing out, traumas or letting the analytical mind. It's funny because I just almost started to say letting out the analytical mind, like the genie out of the bottle. But for all intents and purposes, if I'm doing good throughout the day, then the analytical mind I know will pop up and be like, well, this, and this, this, that, and the third, X, Y, Z, and I'll go into like this panic emotional mode, and I think what it is, it's not trusting that the present moment will last, as far as like it being in my favor, or that the good times or safety and security will last. So I think what we're talking about is essentially making sure that we're tuned in to a healthy, creative, present moment mode and lifestyle, right? Switching from survival mode to thrival mode. And that goes hand in hand with retraining and retooling our mental, emotional coherence, and being able to point out for ourselves when we are kind of cutting our legs out from out under us, versus or how or when, however you want to say it, we kind of empower ourselves to kind of live a life of joy and abundance, right? But ultimately that kind of takes unlearning and deconditioning and reprogramming and relearning how to be present and how to enjoy life and not be petty and not argue and not fall into traps of poverty consciousness. Okay, so this is kind of what we mean by frequency, tuning into a frequency of whatever it is that we want and need here and now, trusting that everything is in our favor, and all that good stuff as we co-create with the universe, our highest version of reality, heaven, paradise, love. That's all a choice here and now, right? Spirit, love, and light, highest possible messages for Aries. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So again, this Ten of Pentacles, you got the Three of Hearts, the Three of Swords wanting to pop out, fall onto the floor, the Queen of Pentacles. So coming out of heartbreak in regards to a Queen of Pentacles, Capricorn, Sag energy, Virgo energy on the table, Libra energy on the table. I kind of read this Three of Swords energy as coming out of a mode in which you're viewing things so as to lead to heartbreak, or to lessen some sort of heart coherence, or to lessen the value of the current moment or the current potential of, if it's a relationship or just a situation that you're in right now in your life, Aries. It could be coming out of heartbreak, like, I'm no longer letting my mind take me to a place of emotional victimhood. Sometimes, like I said, kind of preemptively when I started this reading, the analytical mind, you will be in a moment of enjoyment and happy and, whatever. But the analytical mind will be like, you forgot this, and that'll take you out of your present state. So I kind of see this Three of Swords in the reverse is coming out of that, and more so kind of tapped into the Two of Swords energy. I read the reversals as the card before it, aka the Two of Swords. More so tapped into this kind of soul, spirit, intuitive energy of the Two of Swords here, where the lady is blindfolded and is kind of in this decision-making process between the past and the present. The past and the future. And the link between those two is always the quantum now, the unknown. Having less fear of that and creating more space and love and awareness for the present moment, so as to tune in again, frequency-wise, to your Ten of Pentacles here. And this could have something to do with the divine feminine channeled within yourself, the ability to create, the ability to know your worth, the ability to provide for you and your loved ones. Or it could just be an externalized divine feminine, non-gender specific, but someone that holds the key, essentially, even the key to your heart, possibly, that will allow you to kind of co-manifest this vision of what the Ten of Pentacles are to you. Very interesting energy, Aries. A lot of, what this is going to require is for you to essentially forget those kind of self-sabotaging, archetypical obstacles and roadblocks and measures that you almost, for fear purposes and control mechanisms purposes, that you put in front of yourself. It could even be self-sabotaging tendencies. For me, I have a Virgo rising. For me, I have a Cancerian moon, an Aries sun sign. So I find that I manifest more in this kind of Virgo. How I go about things is in a very kind of like, OCD control mechanism kind of way. So speaking for myself, and if you relate, kind of more so going with the flow, kind of letting go of your stranglehold so as to create room and space for love and abundance. But again, this comes only if you trust. What and where is your relationship with the universe, with your reality? Where are you in relation to how you see the world? Ultimately, we all have the decision to make: is the world with us or against us? And it's a conscious choice that we make moment by moment. And I think checking in and tuning into your frequency is kind of seeing, where have I been? Where have I been operating from? Is this point of trust and love and understanding? Or is it this point of lack and survivalism and kind of hyper-focusing unnecessarily on every detail? Or am I teaching and training myself to let go? If you find that your situation could be some sort of different variation, or maybe for you, you need to look at the details more, or you need to hold on more. And, I find that, as human beings, our constant struggle, at least when it comes to the levels of like spiritual quantum co-creating with the universe, is to remain present, because we're no longer in this survival mode. We're in this thrival mode, abundance mode, overcoming our generational traumas mode, right? And things of that nature. So that's going to, in our ever present, in this lifetime, that's going to be our work, is how do we remain as present as possible? And how do we remain conscientious of our self-sabotaging ways, or our stranglehold ways, or our, whatever your way is, how do we remain aware and present of where are we co-creating from and how, and are we falling into the pitfalls and the traps, so as to kind of in perpetuity replay our same day and our same traumas, and you know, having those traumas kind of keep us from our abundance and bliss and our rewards and our heavens and our paradises. So you want to here and now tune into that heaven and that paradise and that trust and that pronoia, and you want to understand that, you know, the world isn't out to get you. People aren't trying to fuck with you. People are, you know, at least if you're talking about someone like me or from my tendencies and perspectives, you know, this reading ultimately isn't about me, but it's about us, right? It's about the human condition. So this is what I'm speaking from. Feel free to kind of, you know, switch in whatever variables that pertain to you and your situation. Knowing thyself first is going to be a huge help in kind of illuminating where we kind of cut our own legs out from under us, fellow Aries. So without further ado, this long-windedness, my apologies, but felt that it was very much needed. Onward with the reading. Spirit of Light, more messages for Aries. Okay, yes, and now when you kind of bring yourself at this peace, this point of present peace and present being and trust and co-creating, you start to look and you start to be able to see your options and your opportunities, right? And usually with the Seven Cups is you wanting to pick your highest spiritual opportunity, that which serves you at your highest best. Again, aligning yourself with love, aligning yourself with light, aligning yourself with your highest possible potential, and trusting that there is something else out there that wants to see you succeed, wants you to align yourself with it. Spirit, please clarify the Four of Rods in reverse. I think there's a potential for union. It could be union with the self, unifying the divine masculine, feminine, and spirit, so as to create your reality. It could be literally marriage. The Four of Rods is the marriage card in the reverse. It could be a divorce. It could be some form of public celebration or lack of public recognition. Spirit, what is the highest message for that? I could also read the Four of Wands, the card that just fell on the ground right here, as the Three of Wands in the upright, which is kind of waiting for your ships to come in and or set sail for new horizons, ultimately wanting to reach a point of stability, stable action, proactive progress towards where and how and what you want to see your life being about. Okay, because ultimately we're constantly co-creating and manifesting our lives. Virgo, Libra, analytical energy, that Queen of Swords. In order to do so, we're going to have to be less critical, less analytical, less judgment-oriented. Not to say to throw out all practicality, but we're going to have to let go of, you know, whatever hurts that we have that are making us remain on guard. Okay, a little bit more flow energy is what's needed here in this reading. A little bit more daring leaps of faith energy with that Fool card is needed. Spirit 11 Light, any more messages for Aries? Okay, focusing on financial freedom and abundance. Okay, so you're being kind of advised to roll the dice a little bit more, okay, and trust and let go. Come out of this objectionable energy and tune into your harmony and bliss, Aries. This is what I have for you. When I say tune into your harmony and bliss, really truly, take a moment of meditation, and or if you're in a place of comfort where you feel like you can let your guard down, or if you're at home, it's quite literally tuning into harmony. How does harmony feel? How does bliss feel? How does you feeling one with yourself and in total alignment with yourself? That's why I call it like a meditative process of kind of conjuring up these emotions now, right? How does joy feel? How does happiness feel? How does it feel to feel good, and to feel comfortable, and to feel at ease, and to feel at peace and at ease? Bliss. What's bliss for you? What's harmony for you? For me, a lot of it is understanding and trusting that everything's in my favor, and I don't have to be in this hyper-vigilant mode of why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did things play out this? Why did things play out that? But more so to trust kind of the ebb and flow of I'm empowered as to how I perceive things in this paranoia way or pronoia way. Or, ultimately it's up to me in regards to how I take or understand how situations play out, right? I'm either going to choose heaven or I'm going to choose hell. And, if you have a particular circumstance in your mind, how does the heavenly understanding and kind of harmonic, what's that version of what's happening and what's going on? And tune into that, okay? Because ultimately, that's your truth. And what we're doing is we're empowering ourselves as opposed to empowering our circumstances, our external circumstances. We're kind of perceiving things anyways, right? And the fear mechanism, knee-jerk reaction of perceiving things or wanting to be mad or ugly towards things or wanting to destroy harmony, the harmony of a situation in our lives, or even self-sabotage our blessings, comes from this kind of like survivalism fear mechanism. At least it does in my life. So again, if you resonate or relate, or kind of feel free to insert whatever your version is. What does the paradise, what does the heavenly version of all that stuff feel like, and how does it play out, and how does it feel like? And if it's an insecurity, if it's a doubt, if it's a fear that is coloring your understanding of what's happening, then let that be known to yourself, and give yourself that confidence, and give yourself that security, and give yourself that that empowerment, essentially, to overcome your circumstance and your situation. And it's a daily practice, right? Especially if you're kind of geared toward trying to look at external people or circumstances as trying to mess with you, right? Then you're giving your power into that reality. But whether someone is consciously or unconsciously because you trained them, or a situation is consciously or unconsciously because you trained them, against you or not for you or whatever, has no power any longer over you, because you're going to choose to provide for yourself everything that you want and need, so as to be able to dictate internally how things are going to play out, and therefore you zap away all the power externally And now you're in the driver's seat of your life. And now you are empowered. And now you say, I get to choose the heavenly paradise, awesome version of how this night, this day, this life plays out. And it comes out with me on top and, you know, being happy, whole, and complete, in harmony and bliss. And I'm tuned into that. You know, I look good, I feel good, all that stuff. Whatever you want and need here and now. Financially free, financially abundant, all that stuff. Whatever it is for you that you want. You have the power now to do that. And again, it starts with changing how your mind is geared and how you've trained yourself to feel. Okay. I've been preaching this, I've been beating a dead horse with this lately, but I've been telling everybody in my readings to check out Dr. Joe Dispenza. And he talks a lot about that, self-empowerment, by reconditioning how you see your reality and your role in it, and empowering yourself in your life. So do that, and if this resonated, if this helped you, feel free to leave a comment. If you'd like a one-on-one reading, holler at your boy. Again, check out the website below. All my available readings are on there. Check out the Patreons for discounts. You can reach me through Messenger, IG, YouTube, email, whatever it is that you require. And hope you got something from this. Holler at your boy for more. Peace.